You know, something which has been on my mind here of late has been zombie movies. This airplane go by or whatever the hell it is buzzing by my place. You know, I think zombie movies are a metaphor for survival, urban survival situations. I don't know if the guy who made the first one, had that in his mind, consciously, but when you see situations, urban unrest, like what's going on in Greece, good God, I'm being buzzed by an old fighter plane or something up there. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But, and the riots going on in any part of the world, the Los Angeles riots, the Rodney King riots that happened back in the 90s, whenever it was, where people were, running around killing and raping and shooting each other and robbing businesses and all sorts of crazy stuff. People were terrified. I wonder if the guy who wrote that movie had that consciously in his mind. If he didn't have it consciously, I think that's why zombie movies are interesting to people, because I think that we all subconsciously know that human beings, under the right circumstance, can act like zombies. They can act like a hive and just do things they would never do normally. People who would normally go to work or do things or whatever they're doing, under the right circumstances, can be setting cars on fire, rolling them over, and attacking people and stealing things and God knows what else, Several years ago I went to St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands for vacation, and the town itself is it's a big slum, quite frankly, and it's very dangerous. You're not even supposed to go out there at night. Go out in the town itself at night. You can go out there as a tourist during the daytime. They have all these shops, this big row of shops there. People, for the boats, the cruise ships that come in and stuff, but you're not supposed to go down there at night. I found that out the hard way. Me and my girlfriend at the time actually went down to drove down to town from our hotel to an ice cream shop, and it was just full of townies, and they're just looking at us like, what the hell are you doing here? And finally later on, it was just, you literally couldn't get killed just doing that. It's that dangerous anyway. At least it was. And then a year or two later, whenever it was, they had a big hurricane there, and the townspeople looted that entire shop. All those shops were owned by people from India and from Antigua. These business owners, they were just honest, decent, hardworking folk, started these businesses, and they were all just destroyed and looted. The whole town came out and looted these shops. It was so bad, the police, there was actually video of the police looting. The actual police force came out and looted right along with the population. And God help anybody who wanted to protect the shop back then, didn't have a gun. I'm sure they didn't. I don't think they had a lot of gun ownership there. I don't know, but point is, I think that zombie movies are a metaphor. I see a lot of things online, like in videos, people, making jokes or even putting videos about zombie gear. There's even a place in town now called Zombie Gear where I live, where they sell, all sorts of survival gear, and it's all centered around zombies, for Christ's sake. Of course, zombies don't exist, but I think that the whole thing's become almost an obvious metaphor for civil unrest. I think everyone knows, even before these things have happened, though I think these kind of things have been happening throughout history. I think everyone knows somewhere deep down inside their psyche, maybe a kind of a genetic memory, if there were such things, that you really can't trust, the masses, in a sense, when things go to hell. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but certainly for those people who are preppers or survivalists, you can save food, you can save water, and you can have, a home which can create its own electricity through solar or generator or whatever, but that's one side of preparation for hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanoes. I've been to a volcano, I know what that's about. I live in a place that got inundated with ash from Mount St. Helens volcano. I'll tell that story someday in video. But you don't need to own guns except for people. It's the people you have to worry about, really, You could deal with a lot of other stuff, but, like during Hurricane Katrina, there were armed bands of men running around raping and killing people and robbing them, for Christ's sake, And if you didn't have guns in that situation, you were pretty much SOL. the media came in and the documents of it, and the military kicked them all out at some point during that hurricane. And they kicked them all out and said, you're not allowed in the zone anymore. They didn't want to see that in the news. They were afraid, the government was afraid it'd be in the news. Because that's what I heard at the time. The famous scene in the Los Angeles race riots, Rodney King race riots, where there's a Korean store owner, looked Korean, he could have been Japanese or Chinese for all I know, but an Asian guy, decent, hard-working dude, is walking out the front of his store, like stepping in, like walking, with what I think was a SIG P226 15-round magazine, going boom, 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 shooting at looters who'd attacked the store. I don't know if he got any or not, but it'd be a shame to shoot somebody, nothing I advocate, but if you're protecting your life, and your family. Anyway, I think that's why zombie movies are so popular, because that fear of mass hysteria, of people going crazy, and it's not a false fear, because it's happened many, many times throughout history, and I've seen it happen in this country several times during my lifetime, for heaven's sakes. I mean, in this country, let alone other countries, Zombies. Anyway, just something I've thought about. It's been on my mind a little bit. I've been watching a lot of zombie movies lately. Alright guys, well, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later. Hope you're enjoying your life. Good night, my friends, what it's all about.